Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews. And welcome back to episode 3 of the random streams. And I'm going to turn off my cam for a second. Mainly because I had to deal with something. I am currently eating right now. Just a small little snack of cashews. But I wanted to do my random stream early. And, deciding to give my thoughts on a couple of current events, like the Gina Carano, Whoopi Goldberg suspension, an update, so to speak, on what's going on. Also, if anybody wants to join the conversation, there is a link in the chat for you to do so. Lovely, Sherry. Good to see you. I sent out the package for you. You should be receiving it sometime within the next week. So, yes, Whoopi Goldberg, as everybody knows, decided to open her mouth in a very unintelligible way by saying that the Holocaust, the event in World War II that caused over 7 million deaths of the Jewish community. That thing. In which Hitler specifically said it was about race. And, Whoopi Goldberg decided to open her mouth on the tabloid trash TV show called The View. And basically said, it wasn't about race. It was about man's inhumanity to man. Because they're both white. Well, here's the thing, Whoopi. Hitler saw the Jewish people as race. He even referred to them as a race. So, yeah. I think it is absolutely disgusting what she said. Then she got in trouble. Had to apologize. And then she apologized. But then she doubled down. And then she had to apologize even more. And then there's the suspension of 2 weeks. Now, I have made my position very clear. I dispute, disagree. Whoopi comments in it's absolutely unfair. Exactly, Ruben Thomas official. And her suspension got a lot of people talking, generating buzz. And we get to the Gina Carano thing. Well, Gina Carano has spoken up. 2 weeks to slow the double standard, and then suggesting that maybe Whoopi should talk with Ben Shapiro. And, I don't think that'll ever happen because, Ben Shapiro did kind of go very hard against Whoopi and her comments. And then Twitter has to respond because Gina Carano started trending. And they lied about it, saying how she was comparing COVID-19 restrictions to Nazi treatment of the Jews. And I'm thinking to myself, eventually there will come a time where big tech should be held accountable for defamation. Because what they just did was libel Gina Carano. And you then have her response saying, why don't journalists ever do research anymore? Another based reaction by Gina Carano. I got to really hand it to her. She has been doing a wonderful job calling out these assholes. Hold on one second. And I think that she is handling it with such maturity. Gina Carano really has a way of being more mature than people give her credit for. Now, you've also had Pedro Pascal literally call millions of people Nazis. He never got suspended, nor did he have to apologize. And then he sicked a bunch of his followers on Minority Home when she called him out for it. Stephanie from Minority Home, shout out to you, by the way. And then, well, we're caught up with that. And just got me thinking. One more second. What else could come of this? Oh, wait, that's right. Whoopi Goldberg's not happy. And the people of The View are not happy. The hosts of The View. Well, now they're starting to say it's wrong for ABC to suspend Whoopi Goldberg. And Whoopi Goldberg's obviously upset. She thought the series was... Whoa, what the heck? Gina's awesome. I hope you had a nice birthday, Andre. Yes, I did, Norris. Thank you. And Riot. I'm so sorry, sure. I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to what? What am I missing? But anyway, then you have Whoopi Goldberg. She's in a tizzy. And she's in a tizzy for a reason. Apparently that reason is she thought, well, I apologize, so everything should be okay. Well, I'm glad that Kim Godwin, the person who put her on the suspension, I'm glad she gave her a 2-week suspension because she should take the time to reflect. Now, do I think that Whoopi should be fired? Yes, I do. Canceled? No. No, not canceled, but yes, fired. There is a difference between firing a person and canceling a person. Canceling a person is what they tried to do to Gina Carano, where they smeared her, trashed her, lied about her, and then eventually fired her and essentially blacklisted her. Where Whoopi, if she was to be fired, she would just be fired and held accountable for her words and actions. Now, I'm surprised that a lot of people are not coming out and saying, oh, or the suspension is racist and whatnot. Well, here's the thing. If anybody does end up coming out with such a foolish accusation of racism, you might want to check the race of Kim Godwin. She's black. A black woman suspended another black woman. I see no possibility of racism there at all. I mean, unless there is the weird possibility that Kim Godwin is black and also anti-black. Oh, shit. You accidentally timed her out. Yeah, that's an oops. Let me see if I can get her back. Let's share it. No, I can't. But yeah, that was weird. But also, I literally hate modern Hollywood that put entertainment in a very bad place. Greed and evil way. Bad, greed and evil way. But some of the actors, they do actually know what is happening Hollywood world. Yeah. Well, the thing is, speaking of which, I actually had a nice little a little interaction with Matthew Marston. He's an actor in Hollywood. He's like, it's snowing in Dallas. I literally haven't seen this in 20 years. And I am like, were you in the area last year? Because people were actually they were actually in a state of emergency, and they were and a few of my friends were actually stuck in the snow and whatnot. And he's like, no, I just came just after Snowmageddon. And I'm like, oh, okay, that explains it. And I told him, I hope I didn't sound uncivil. He's like, oh, no, all good. And that's very nice of him. I'm very, I have a lot more respect, or I have a lot of respect for Matthew Marston. He's actually a person that has a level head on his shoulders. And he doesn't seem to take things the wrong way often. And I'm glad that he actually responded to. It's not every day somebody responds to, or a celebrity actually responds to somebody like me. But I'm glad that he did. Because it tells me that he didn't take it the wrong way as I feared he might. Because I honestly meant no malice. I never mean malice when I am speaking to somebody who is of a higher influential stature than I am. I do have a modicum of decorum and respect. So yeah, Sherry, it was a complete accident. I hope you do understand that Riot's actions were completely accidental. So don't take it too hard. It happens to the best of us. Hell, I even accidentally timed out somebody on a stream one time. But yeah. And then what else is going on? We got Tandy Newton apologizing for essentially being too light-skinned as a black woman. And I'm thinking, wow, you got some crazy issues in the world today. You got some crazy issues in the world today. But now she changed her name back to her original name, Thandiwe. I have no idea how to pronounce that, so I'm strictly going to call her Tandy. Because, well, that's how I grew up knowing her, you know? And she is pushing racial stereotypes in a very bad way. Now, Ruben, you asked a question? Glad of that. Let me see. What do you think the difference between old Disney movie versus modern Disney movie? Well, I'm very glad you actually asked that. The older Disney movies, they were of their time, and they focused on the entertainment. They focused on no agenda, no virtue signaling. They focused on entertainment. And they focused on telling a good story and providing happy endings for people the world over, especially to some very grim tales. Today's stuff, it's all about virtue signaling with a couple of exceptions here and there. I will get to that in a minute. Right? Because in my opinion, Disney's modern movies suck and cringe are also very embarrassing. Well, the thing is, they do have a couple diamonds in the rough. One movie in particular that I actually did enjoy was That one with the dog and the snow sled. Call of the Wild. I actually thought that was an interesting movie. It had no agenda. It just focused on the story of the dog and the sled and the Harrison Ford's character. And one thing I really did like was how they showed the dog's wild instinct as a persona of the wolf with flaming eyes. I thought that was indeed a good touch. So yes, while I am very much not liking what the Disney company does and who they employ, I will say that they do have one or two diamonds in the rough when they do make movies like Call of the Wild. That was actually not that bad. Do I still hate Disney? Yes, I do. I will always hate how Disney acts and how Disney behaves and who they hire and the people they have in their employ and how they tend to be a little bit too liking to children, shall we say. Now, as for Riot's question, Brie Larson has been turned on because she bought an NFT. Honestly, I have no idea what the hell. Is that stupid online art stuff that not for trademark or whatever? They focused on romanticism and interesting worlds. Yes, they did. Was the Fox Robin Hood movie Disney? I really like that one. Yes, that was a Disney animated film. The animals. Robin Hood and Little John walked through the forest. Yeah, that one was good. Tapping back and forth what the other had to say. Reminiscing this and that and having such a good time. Yoodle-addle, got it but a day. Yeah, I do miss those ones. I also agree that I hate Disney because it's punishing or pushing the limits over children in a psychological way. Indeed, it is. I mean, one thing that I tend to use as an example is my own personal experience at the theater during episode 9. It was a pre-screening. I saw the film there, and they had their little lesbian kiss, their little pander moment. Well, unfortunately, there was a parent there that was put in a very uncomfortable situation. You see, their child is like, why is that woman kissing another woman like that? Well, I happened to look over, and even in the dark, I could see a very awkward expression on the woman's face as she struggled to answer her child. Her child was all of 3 or 4 years old. Not really ready to understand the diverse realm of human and adult lifestyles. Yeah, it's online crypto tokens, basically. All her stands are now turning on her because she bought one. Oh, yeah, because the whole Elijah Wood bought one and something about something white supremacy or some shit. Well, here's the thing. If she wants to do whatever she wants to do, let her do what she wants to do. I've made my decision about Brie Larson, and I do not think she is a good person. You see, Brie Larson made her bed, and now she has to lie in it. Kind of what Damon Salvatore told his mother just before she died. You made your bed, now lie in it. Then she dusted over as a dead, or desiccated as a dead vampire. That was fucking cold-hearted, but yeah. Now, in case you guys are wondering why I am in my robe, it is very cold in here. Also, I don't have a shirt on underneath here, so yeah. I do not feel like being improper. But yeah, Disney, they had their good movies back in the day. But these remakes, these reboots, these live action styles of tales from old, I do not agree with them. As for Brie Larson, let Lethal Lightning go out with her. Because a lot of people are like, would you fuck her? Would you fuck her? Would you fuck her? Or would you fuck this woman? Would you fuck that woman? Folks, I'm demisexual. Just because a woman is hot does not mean I would like to fuck her. Because you got to get up here before you'll get anything down here, you know? I honestly missed that kiss. Both times I watched TLJ, I didn't even know it was in there. Actually, it was The Rise of Palpatine, not Last Jedi. Till somebody shared the clip on social media saying it had been cut from China. Yes, it was cut from China and the Middle East. And that's why a lot of people called out Disney. Because Disney does not really care about the LGBTQ community. If they did, if they truly supported, the LGBTQ community, they would have said, well, if you guys are not going to let us keep this scene in the movie, well, then I guess we can learn, or I guess then we can deal with a little bit of loss in revenue. But you know, Disney, they're all about the money. And I think that it is truly sad that they have no integrity. So what else is going on in the world today? How is everybody in the chat? Norris, Riot, Ruben, Sherry, if you're still here. How are you guys? Let me know. I mean, Sherry, if you're listening, you know what? I am going to message Sherry to let her know that it was indeed not intentional, Riot. So let me just, hopefully she's not, yeah. Yep. Orange Hat Reviews, what do you think of Olympics today? I think that they are a shadow of their former selves. There you go. I let Sherry know. The Olympics today, let's just say that I am very deeply disappointed with the Olympics, or the Summer Olympics that recently happened, because the protesting your own country when you are representing your own country, showing disrespect for your own country that you have been giving the privilege to represent us. Every Olympian should be reminded of this. When you are chosen to represent our country, you will not protest it in any way. Yes, we have freedom of speech, but there is a time and there is a place for everything. And I tell you now, Megan Rapinoe, if it was up to me, if I was on the Olympic Committee, I would say I do not believe Megan Rapinoe should ever be allowed to compete in the United States Olympic team ever again. The same for that woman who put up that Black Lives Matter shirt over her head and turned away from the flags as the national anthems were playing. Because since you made that video about the Olympics, I don't like it now, because political boycotting and U.S. government is a joke. Idiocracy, yeah. Yep, they're as bad as clowns. Kaepernick, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't intentional. It was an accident. Well, I just let her know because I do not think she is in the chat anymore. I just hope she did not take it the wrong way. But if she did, I will soothe it over. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to turn off the cam. Okay, that's not coming off as I hoped it would. Excuse me 1 second, folks. I am back. It seems that my lip is peeling just a tiny bit on the bottom and it is not ready for removal. So, yeah, I'm back. Back to people like Colin Kaepernick. Honestly, it is to the point that they are, in my opinion, well, they're trash. People like Colin Kaepernick are using their skin color for clout. They're using racially charged arguments that are not relevant today for to try to stir up a hornet's nest. And they are causing more harm than good. And as I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, there's also other things that are going on in the world that are racially charged issues, like Twitter finally going after the white genocide movement. Not as much as I'd like them to, but they are actually, when people are reporting them, they are actually stepping up and doing something about it. However, Facebook doesn't seem to be as forthcoming to do something about that. Now, for those of you who don't know, there is a, shall we say, movement in the world known as the NBWO, New Black World Order. And their doctrine is essentially the same as the Jews, or the same, or not the Jews, but the Nazis, rather. The systematic eradication of white people, though. And they only see white women as acceptable because they see white women as breeding stock. Now, this is something that Twitter is aware of. And I have reported several of these profiles. And unfortunately, well, not a lot has been done. Under Jack Dorsey, nothing was done. And then under this new person, well, a little bit is being done. But not enough to actually say that they truly care. Facebook won't do squat. I mean, unless I actually see or go back and do a search for these groups again, I will pretty much say or keep to my belief that Facebook really doesn't care. And that's another thing that I find disturbing. You see, yes, I am white, and I think that any sort of racism is wrong, really. Racism that is actual racism. But I think that there is a point between free speech and using free speech to call for the eradication of white people through selective breeding. Now, while it doesn't seem very directly hostile of a picture of a white pregnant woman with a black man kissing the pregnant belly, it's where it's the group that shows that picture and says, let's create a better future. And I think that this is it's not innocuous at all to anybody who has common sense. The group was called making Europe the new Africa, and or something along those lines. And they are also, because I've looked into their group, and there's a lot of people in that group that are of the kind where some of them are white women who think that they are vessels of black seed, as they call it, where they want to rid the rest of us by giving themselves over to black people in order to breed out. Well, the thing is, you're creating more half white, half black people. So your entire movement is flawed. The only way that you're really going to kill off all white people is if you actually go after white people and end up trying to kill them. Not that I would condone such an act because, well, I am white. But I do think that these groups, these ones that are talking about systematically eradicating any sort of race, be them black, white, or other, should be kicked off of the social media platforms. To be very honest, I am supportive of the Constitution and the freedom of speech, but not politically or political parties such as Democrats and Republicans, because both idiots and incompetents. Both are idiots and incompetent. Yes, I can understand that too. I am only registered Republican so that I may vote in minor elections as well, because that's how it is in the state of New York. Honestly, I consider myself more in the middle. I am a conservative, yes, but I do consider myself more in the middle. And I do believe that the government is beyond repair right now. Do I believe it needs to be overthrown? Well, if they continue to push their tyranny, I do believe the people have a right to stand up against such tyranny. And they have a right to remove those who are in power if they continue to push tyrannical policies. Now, same there in Maryland, yeah. I think we shut down the social media apps such as TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. It's destroying the mental health. Well, for those of us who have mental health problems, it's not really damaging to somebody like me because I know that TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook are pieces of shit anyway. I only use Facebook to stay in touch with family and friends and to promote my channel. I use Twitter for the same reason and to sometimes give my opinions on certain situations. TikTok I will not touch because it's owned by China. And it's used for a data collecting, or it's used for data mining. But yeah. So does anybody have any other questions for me on anything going on in the current events of today? I've been away for far too long, and I would like to jump back into it, Also, another shout out and apology to Geeks and Gamers. You see, their member that Tug's Life, or that Tug Life, did write a review about Scream 5 the day or the night of that movie's release, and essentially came to the same conclusion as I did. The movie is a gigantic middle finger to people like us who feel that movie franchises have been molested to the point where we think that maybe we would like them to go back to the way they were. But people like us, Hollywood views us as psychotic killers, essentially. Are you a Federalist that supports the Constitution? Of course I am. The Constitution, in my case, or in my opinion, is absolute. You don't fuck with it. Freddy quote, "How are you, man?" Yes, Vanja, it was a Freddy versus Jason quote. I have been away from my children for far too long. But no, I have been away from my viewers for far too long. And I'm doing good. Last 3 months were a mixed bag of good and bad, but the bad started to overtake the good, and I decided to take a stand. And it cost me in personal ways, but I will have to deal with that. Just so you know that I'm a very Federalist person. Well, so am I. But I do not believe that the government should have any overt power over its people. They're here to simply reaffirm our rights. And I also do believe that taxation is theft. Taxation of any kind, including taxation through inflation. But I don't really want to get into the political stuff. I actually try to move away from that on my channel. I had a political channel, but I got rid of it because it really didn't take off. I mean, I saw that everybody else were doing the whole political channel thing, and then, or they were taking off great. My channel fucking floundered and didn't do any growth for over 3 weeks. So it's like, fuck that, I'm not doing any more. The heck with it. So now I just keep to entertainment. And when politics does happen to cross into the entertainment venue, I will indeed give my thoughts. So yes, how is everybody doing? Oh, also be sure to smack that like button and share the stream out if you can, please. I would really appreciate it. Banners. Yeah, there we are. Also, movie discussion streams will be coming back soon. I am going to be looking for people because I do want to get back into the habit of franchises. And I am looking for people specifically for the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Rings, all extended editions, so that we may discuss them in detail. And that will basically either be Fridays or Friday nights, depending on whether a new movie has hit theaters that has garnished my, or that has not garnished, but garnered my attention. But yeah, so far nothing. Or this Moonfall movie, it just doesn't really grasp my attention. Right now, I've been sticking to Vampire Diaries and Smallville. I'm seeing a couple things that are slightly interesting in Book of Boba Fett. Interesting, but not good. I have given my thoughts on how Disney has done Lucasfilm wrong. So I really won't go too much into it again. Will I watch the Book of Boba Fett? Possibly, eventually, maybe down the road somewhere. But I really do think that the EU will always be superior Star Wars. The EU is always going to be lovely. Sherry, thank you for coming back. Or if you have been gone for any length of time, Riot Kitty accidentally timed you out. That was a complete accident on her part. So please do not take that personally. It was a complete accident. Let me check my messages just to make sure. Okay, good. You were cooking. Okay. Well, by sheer curiosity, what were you cooking? What delight or delicacy, culinary delight were you in the process of creating? Also, I do want to give a big shout out to Odin from OMB Reviews. I am so glad that he, in his Discord, clarified something earlier today, because I was starting to freak out thinking that I missed a package. Tomato focaccia, I'm guessing is how you pronounce that. Focaccia? Focaccia? Sounds Italian. And I have no idea what it means. Italian bread. Well, there you go. We actually made bread today in my house. I got to watch the yeast and dough rise as we put it near the wood stove. And to actually see bread rise is pretty cool. It was pretty neat. I got my mom to actually watch Man of Steel. She thought it was interesting. She's not really a person that likes the stuff that I watch. However, there are some things that she will be interested in watching. She has a small interest in Smallville. But I got her hooked on Vampire Diaries. I told her, you got to check out Vampire Diaries. And so I started watching it on Netflix, and she's like, oh my God, I love this. Because she was a fan of the originals, but she hadn't seen Vampire Diaries yet. I'm like, you do know the Vampire Diaries came from the originals, or the originals came from the Vampire Diaries, right? She's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, well, now you know. And so, yeah, she's kind of hooked on those two. Tomorrow, I have got a busy day. Tomorrow, I'm going to be going into town. We're going to be taking care of helping one of my uncles get their shopping done. And then I'm going to be hauling pellets, wood stove pellets, for a friend of ours. So that's going to be interesting. I like Smallville and Vampire Diaries. My high school years were fun. They weren't my high school years. Actually, they were my 20s. But they were still good years. Yo ho ho, how you doing, Cameron Ryder? What's good? Yeah. Oh, a lot of things are good, really. Smallville, I really enjoyed it to a point. I think they kind of went overboard with Doomsday. I really don't like how Doomsday, or how DC made Doomsday a Kryptonian creature, because they essentially God modded Superman by doing that. And it's like, well, now you're making it so only Kryptonite or Kryptonian weapons can kill Kryptonians. That's not right. Because the original Doomsday didn't have an origin, you see. Not any of the psychics of the Justice League could get a complete read on what Doomsday was, other than he is essentially chaos, murder, and rage incarnate. But now you have them turning him into some deformed Kryptonian deformity, a Kryptonian deformity, deformed Kryptonian deformity. So yeah, it's just, but I did like a lot of what Smallville was trying to do. And if it wasn't for Smallville, the Arrowverse would never have existed because they brought in characters like the Flash. They brought in characters like Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Booster Gold, I believe, as well. They brought in the Huntress, I believe, in the later seasons of Smallville. And the Legends of Tomorrow are of a sort, the Legion rings or something like that. And those were pretty cool too. And while I didn't really agree with how some of the stuff happened, I liked how they went in other ways. Terrence Stamp as the voice of Jor-El was interesting. Hold on, folks. And right now I'm actually coming close to the end of season 2 of Smallville. Season 3 is where it picks up fairly nicely, but season 4 is where they bring in Lois Lane. And where's my charger? There it is. Oh, Jesus. So, yeah. I really do like where Smallville is going, or where Smallville went. It's just that it was supposed to be Clark Kent's journey to becoming Superman, except that they put Doomsday in it in the 8th season, and I'm like, yeah, we have a problem here. You see, Doomsday killed Superman when he was at the height of his power, where you have a non-flying Clark Kent, not yet Superman, beating Doomsday. Weird. But yeah. So again, how is everybody doing? People laughing their asses off at bullshit downstairs. Apparently Celebrity Big Brother or some stupid shit is on. After the last season of Big Brother that I saw skits of, I really got shut off of that bullshit. Or where the black people essentially kicked out all the white people because they wanted a black person or a person of color to win the show. Just relaxing after a work day. I'm glad to hear that, Ryan. People should relax. Kind of like what's his name, or Leo and Santo in Fast and Furious. Yo, relax. Relax, bro. You're so negative, bro. And no, that is cute. Thank you, Sherry, for being so understanding. But yeah. Also, I would really like to talk to Odin sometime. I'm actually going to have to message him sometime, either during the day, tomorrow, or something. About something rather important, too, because, yeah, he's a guy who values his privacy. And I really feel that, well, he may have overdid it a little bit. But but that's a discussion for another time. Anyway, I found this amongst a lot of stuff that when I was looking through my certain things. It's the this came with the Blu-ray DVD set of Ghostbusters 1 and 2 before Aftermath or 2016 was even a thing. And it is so pretty cool, or it is full of different little nuggets of information, storyboards and whatnot. It really is pretty cool. Concept drawings. It's just something that I truly enjoy looking at, but it's not something that I would really open up the page too much to look at because, well, this thing is very stiff. And I just also finished going down to my aunt's to clean out all my stuff. I finally got my bowling ball back, so I'm going to try going bowling once in a while because I miss bowling. Bowling was something I did as a kid. And now who is, oh, right, Friday Night Tights. God, I keep forgetting those people are, oh, Jesus. Hold on, folks. Anywho, I'm back now. I finally organized my art stuff, so it looks nice and neat. Actually, speaking of art stuff, I found in my memories on my primary profile on Facebook one of my drawings that I did, and in order to get it online, I took a screenshot of from the Walking Dead Dead Myself thing, and put it online through there. That was pretty cool. I keep forgetting that Friday Night Tights. I've really gotta. I'm probably gonna start bringing my bringing my streams to Thursday night. That way, there's not too many people that I am really competing with, because Friday Night Tights is just too much of a grab for people. They're all going to want to go there and support the humongous channels and whatnot. Hey, it's good. They do some good work here and there. Yeah, sometimes they're an echo chamber, but also I'm glad that they also do have some diverse opinions every now and then. However, I just wish that the smaller channels could get their time, you know? I mean, it really is hard to get where we're going, especially with YouTube pulling the crap with if a smaller channel has a viral video, their video will actually be suppressed by YouTube. You're not ready for that kind of exposure, you know? And I'm willing to bet they actually did that to my video that has 2,000 views or over 2,000 views on it, which was the Disney pedophilia one. And I like supporting the smaller channels. The same thing is, I do too. It's one of the reasons why the only really big channels that I support, either through time or even money, OMB Reviews, OG Star Wars, and Marjade and Lethal Lightning, and sometimes Drunk 3PO, Demajanai, Fatal J, Abu Naz, Mark with a C, Lord Callus. All those guys I support, but I don't really consider them humongous channels. Because once you get to 10K and above, you're what I would call a huge channel. Or a bigger channel. Or actually above 5 to 10K. And while while there are still humble YouTubers out there, I do believe that some may have let their huge following go to their head. Not going to name names. If you want me to name names, you actually got to come on here and be in the backstage when the stream's off for me to name the names. And then I'm going to swear you to secrecy, because if you do end up opening your mouth, and if I find out that you did, I would never trust you again. Trust is a very important thing to me, folks. But yes, there are some people who have, in my own opinion, my opinion only, fallen off the humble horse, shall we say. That is why I end my videos with stay humble. Yes, I am at 818 or 819 subscribers. I am getting close to the 1,000 mark. But even when I hit 1,000, does that mean that I'm going to look at the bigger guys and say, hey, how you guys doing? No. I'm going to focus on the smaller channels. I'm going to focus on getting them bigger. What do you think about the OnlyFans in your subjective opinion? OnlyFans, well, I personally don't use it or have one. I think that whoever does, well, that's their decision. I have a few friends who actually have their own OnlyFans. Not that I would subscribe to them. No offense to them. It's just, I don't really feel the need to pay for entertainment like that, or to pay for sexual content when I can easily just go to someplace online if I ever felt the urge. When it comes to legit pornographic material, though, I suggest Wicked, Axel Braun stuff, because that dude actually has a passion for what he does. He takes his job very seriously, as does the people who work for him, the actors like Lacey Lennon and Kelsey, what's her name? The one who played the Captain Marvel. But yeah, Kenzie Taylor, sorry, not Kelsey. But yeah, do you think OnlyFans is a waste of life of manhood? Honestly, yes. I do not, like I said, I would not personally use it. I do not see any productivity coming from me. If people want to use it to make money and stuff, that is their business. I personally, no, I wouldn't use it. I mean, to me, sex is fine, but I prefer it to be between the person that they're doing it with and themselves. I do not think it needs to be recorded for everybody to see unless they understand that what they're doing is going to be a public thing and whatnot. The people in the porn industry, I have no problem with how they live their lives. That is their decision. Would I ever get into porn? No. Honestly, no. Me, I'm a very personal person to a point. But when it comes to sexuality and whatnot, I'm very, that's private to me. So OnlyFans, yeah, I do not feel like saying or going on to OnlyFans and basically saying, yeah, I'm a sexual guy, this, that, yada, yada, and oh, look, hot women. No. Anybody else have any questions? I mean, you can ask any questions you want. I'm an open book. Quite literally an open book. Well, except for the fact that I'm not made of paper or wood. Yeah. But yeah. I did, or got shit. We are finally getting the big ass snowstorm that everybody else got. And it's like, holy shit, it dumped a lot of snow today. I've been keeping up with the wood stove while my stepbrother was handling the shoveling. I'm 37 years old now, so shoveling, while I can go out and do it, it takes a bit out of me. but I will do it as much as I have to, you know. Also, got my got a letter from Social Security earlier today. Geez, I almost pulled my earbuds out. And it's like, well, big load off my mind with them, but that's business for another time. Do you like the NHL? I honestly have not watched the NHL. You should check out YouTubers Italian Stallion 51. Well, if I ever get the chance to do, like I said, I'm backed up on a lot of stuff. So checking out other newer YouTubers, it's harder for me. But yeah. Do I like the NHL? No, I do. I don't really pay attention much to them. Last time I cared about the NHL, people like Roenick, Gretzky, and them were in it. Plus, there was that N64 game, Gretzky's game, where you could fight people and beat the crap out of people. He had special powers and whatnot. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Does anybody like Riot, Sherry, anybody really have questions and stuff they are curious on? I am shocked that was even still up there. Holy crap. There we go. Let's see what's going on Twitter. See if there's anything worth talking about, you know. You don't like him. He makes very good videos. Junebug Films knows it as well. Nice. What's going on in the trending section of YouTube? Brie Larson fans discuss actors Brie Larson's new NFT Twitter profile picture. Well, now I'm curious. What, she has a profile picture? Oh, what did Brie Larson do? You know. All right, let's see what this is all about. Uh-huh. Okay. It's just a blue-skinned lady with a weird hat and head and whatnot. Honestly, could give a shit. Oh, wow, look, another one that doesn't put her pronouns in her bio. But hey, isn't she supposed to be a Disney employee? Honestly, folks, I think it's nuts. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. She bought an NFT and is using it as her profile pic. How quickly the stands drop their queen. Yes, well, honestly, I think she's a crazy idiot. Have you ever watched Totally Spies? It's getting a season 6. No, I have not. Right, but I will take a look at it. Hopefully, it might actually grab my attention in some way, shape, or form. But if not, unfortunately, then that is how it is. And Halo on Paramount Plus. So go fund me, keeping the trucker money. Oh, shit. Apparently, GoFundMe has decided to pull something very egregious, and oh boy, you know, if GoFundMe ever does have a bunch of truckers surrounding their building, not allowing any supplies to be brought in or anything like that, I would totally support that, because what they just did is completely wrong. Withholding support money from, or that was brought up through GoFundMe, is absolutely wrong. Beijing 2022, the United States at the Olympic Winter Games. Honestly, I'm rooting for the Jamaican bobsled team. My people in we're in Jamaica, we got bobsled team. Well, Totally Spies is definitely targeted more towards teenage girls, but maybe you'd like the wacky adventures of the Charlie's Angels inspiration parody. Teen Titans original series needs a season 6. Jesus, they had 5 seasons? Fuck. Sarah. Wait. Hey. Go to explore and check out the trending. There we go. I don't care about the Winter Games. Oh my God. What is Mark Hamill trending about now? What did he say? That's not Mark Hamill. That's a digital shit. It's just more crap. All right, let's go to trending. The top 30 trending stuff. Silverado, don't care. SmackDown, don't care. Pence, don't care. Drag Race, don't care. RuPaul's Drag Race, yeah, I don't care. NHL All-Star, don't care. Space's Got Talent, whatever. GoFundMe, Harden, whatever. Ready to Love, okay. Tom Wilson, whatever. Kanye Kardashian, or whatever. Anthony Lynn, no idea who that is. Steve Kornacki, don't know. Jared Allen, Jesus, there is nothing really of any interest in the trending section. All 30 stuff is basically just crap. Wait, NC Supreme, don't care. Wow. When the trending section completely fails you. I don't know what's going on Facebook. Except Facebook doesn't have a trending section anymore. Hasn't had it for a few years now. Oh, though I did miss it. Sometimes was a little bit interesting. There's any showing. Whatever. If you were a cat, what would nope. Don't do those things that get you hacked. What shall I do for the state to say I'm criminally insane? I've tried everything, yet I'm not. Geez, do I need to join a trucking convoy? Cute. Damn. I can't really talk about that, but yeah. Wow. There's just nothing of any interest on Facebook or other stuff. And yeah. So now let's go to Instagram. So exciting. Definitely did. It definitely did. Kamen Rider. And Boondocks Reboot Season 4 has been canceled. That sucks. I was looking forward to it. Heard something about that, but I'd rather see a Boondock Saints 3. I know they're separate things, but yeah. Let's see what's going on Instagram. Anything going on Instagram? Oh, isn't that a cute little dog? A live look at Trudeau responding to Canadian truckers, and it's the Loki and Hulk thing. That's not something I need to look at right now. Really, I'm going to actually have to start unfollowing some shit on here. Because, god damn, I follow too much stuff. Saw this guy at the gym training to become the Senate. Looks like Palpatine at the frickin' gym. That's great. Yeah. How's my phone? Is it up to snuff yet? Nope, only 76. And I've been going, it's 9:04. I've been going for an hour 9. Holy crap. So, what's everybody else's plans for the weekend? Anything interesting? Then again, they did pull a Rooster Teeth with the granddad VA's son, so maybe it's best that the Boondocks just stay in the good old nostalgic memory with their first 2 seasons. Yeah, maybe. I still want Boondock Saints 3, though. Although I am going to check out Facebook one last time because there was something that I saw about Rooster Teeth. Friend of mine shared Rooster Teeth's post. Oh, it's a crazy video. Okay, well, I don't really care about that either. So, how many of you guys want to kill a groundhog by the name of Puxatawny Phil? That son of a bitch saw a shadow or something. Or didn't see a shadow. Either way, it's whichever one is the 6 more weeks of winter. Yeah. Sucks. Let me check YouTube to make sure there's nobody that I am checking out freaking going live on my shit. Otherwise, I'll have to disown them. Oh, so Korean zombie series. Don't care about that. Jane Theory. Will the Batman be good? Or be a $1 billion movie? I don't care. I've never really cared about box office stuff, to be 100% honest. Thank God nobody's really live right now. Well, yeah, if you don't know, the creator of RWBY, Monty passed away, and the company who produced it, Rooster Teeth, kicked out his wife out of a role she was going to do. This happened in 2015. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Scarlett Johansson and Amber Heard both played live-action versions of redheads, but aren't true redheads in general. Yeah, I'm aware of that too. So the reason why I called it pulling a Rooster Teeth is because the granddad's VA son was promised to fulfill the rest of his father's role in season 4, but was kicked out and ghosted. Yeah, well, Rooster Teeth is a piece of shit company. That's the thing. They absolutely got rid of Vic Mignogna for no reason at all. And yeah. A lot of people are starting to forget about how Vic Mignogna was falsely accused of sexual stuff. And, well, I stood with Vic because there was no proof that he sexually harassed or sexually violated anybody. And it just showed how the DBZ cast really proved to be pieces of shit themselves. Yeah. As much as I despise Heard, I will at least give her credit that she at least tried to make herself look like Mara. Good old Amber Heard. Well, not good at all. She's shitting a person's. I mean, seriously, what kind of adult does that? What kind of adult takes a shit? I mean, here's the thing, folks. For those of you who don't know, if you are an adult, you do know this. Have you ever tried purposefully shitting yourself? It takes a lot of will to do so. I mean, believe me, the only time that a human adult is allowed to shit themselves by accident is when they had a 24-hour stomach bug. And before Vic, there was Monty Oom's wife, who was kicked out of RWBY because her husband died. And that was the ass reason. Yeah. Here's me. A lot of people could have lived longer, Cayman. But yeah, I can separate art from artist with certain people. Amber Heard, I can do that slightly with when it comes to Aquaman, because I actually did like the Aquaman movie. And the Justice League Snyder Cut movie to a degree. Yeah, he was gone too soon. Yeah, crazies. But when it comes to Brie Larson, I only put up with her presence in certain movies because the rest of the movie is, well, entertaining. For the most part, I could give two shits about Brie Larson. I could give two shits about Amber Heard. Couldn't give two shits about Amber Heard or Brie Larson. As far as I am concerned, they are the scum of the earth. As is, well, never mind on that. Vic had said that the people at Funimation pretended to be his friends. Yes, they did pretend to be his friends, but then he gets accused of shit by a couple or one or two of them, and all of a sudden they all freaking turn on his ass. I'll admit, I like her work. Doesn't mean I can see or I can't see the hypocrisy with Warner Brothers and how they treated Johnny Depp. Yeah, Warner Brothers totally endorses spousal abuse. Orange Hat Reviews, what do you think is best cities, Boston or San Diego? Honestly, I think both are shit. I've been to Boston once, never been East Coast, to be honest, but so honestly, I can't really give a opinion on San Diego, but I have been to Boston, wasn't really impressed. To me, it's just a city that with people, buildings. I'm really that is just something that I'm really not a good judge of. Because I've never been to San Diego. Yeah. Boston, I was there once. That's it. And, well, wasn't that interesting. I've been to Toronto with the CN Tower and whatnot. That was fun. I got to see Phantom of the Opera when I was younger. That was interesting. Found $1,200 of U.S. currency at my feet during the intermission. Gave it back to the couple that was in front of me, and yeah, did a good deed. But as for San Diego and the rest of the West Coast, I have no real opinion on it except for how the state is being run over there, and that I don't agree with. So yeah, fuck it. Heck, even Christopher Sabat has allegations against him. Well, Christopher Sabat's a piece of shit too, Kevin Ryder. Christopher Sabat supported the allegations against him, saying that he was a toxic worker and whatnot. Yet, everybody else seemed to not really have a problem with him until after these allegations. Oh, so now you guys are just going to start saying stuff. You should have said stuff to begin with if you really had a problem with somebody. Otherwise, I don't really trust your words. When a person comes and says, 20 years ago, this person did this, or 5 years ago, this person did this, and this is the first I'm hearing of it, I will have so much skepticism. Because as you all know, I was falsely accused of shit. And they said it happened 10 years prior. And I'm like, well, first, yuck. And second, yuck. Third, yuck. All the way down to 10, yuck. And then 11, how are you going to prove something that never happened? Yuck. But yeah, if you guys are going to come and say, well, this happened so many years ago, you better have the fucking evidence. And I mean fucking smoking gun, dead body right there evidence to prove it. Otherwise, I will not believe you. And yeah, you can all come at me and say, well, there's a certain amount of shame or whatnot that comes with a lot of those accusations. And yeah, you're absolutely right. There is. But that's because of a stigma created by society. A stigma that I do not agree with. And if a person or this human race that we are a part of are capable of wonderful things, capable of possessing a very powerful will, If you have a very powerful will and something so embarrassing happens to you, your will should overcome any sort of embarrassment you may feel, and so that you may come forward and put your issue to rest. Chris has been said to have blackmailed voice actors when he was running the casting couch. Yeah, exactly. He was running a casting couch. Fucking Chris Sabat is basically the Harvey Weinstein of animation or voice acting animation for Funimation. As for Depp versus Heard, Riot Kitty, I hope that whatever Depp is entitled to is paid and fair or fairly paid to him, because I do believe that when compensation is due, it should be given fairly, regardless of small things in between. Labor is always important. But yeah, I do believe that Johnny Depp is on the right side of this, where he was defamed, abused. Now, does that make him a good person? No. He does still have a few things that he is fucked up about. I mean, especially when he's like, when was the last time a celebrity killed a president? That was kind of stupid for him to say. You see, when a person, or everybody knows my story. If you don't, go to my channel and look up Time for a Serious Discussion. You'll then hear my story in detail. But the thing is, if people who falsely accuse people of anything, they are the scum of the earth. Because one, you are doing so with malice. You are doing so with the intent to ruin an innocent person's life. Now, there are indeed valid accusations that can be levied against people if that person has indeed done something of a violation. And then there are false accusations where there is no merit. It is a baseless accusation, but somehow people decide to listen. That's the whole cancel culture thing that's been going on and having its monster-sized ego rearing its ugly head, and now it's coming for everybody. Like I said earlier in the stream, I do not believe that Whoopi Goldberg should be canceled, but I do think she should be fired. There is a difference. Cancel culture is basically where you fire her, you blacklist her, you do all that. No, you don't blacklist Whoopi. You let her have more opportunities, but you do fire her so that she learns the consequences of her actions. Instead of suspending, you should have fired her, Kim Godwin. But you know what? That's just how life is. Anyway, folks, I'm going to start cutting it here because I'm going to have to head to bed soon because I got to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning to put some more wood on the stove. Believe me, it's freaking getting up at 1 a.m. to put wood on the stove to make sure that your house is warm. It's a humbling experience. It makes you realize that you need to survive, especially when you don't have things like electric heat. But that's because you live in a 100-year-old house. And there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, folks, shout out to all those who joined in the chat. Kamen Rider, Ruben, Riot Kitty, Lovely Sherry. Who else? Who else? Oh, also big shout out to Happy Dino 8000, who has recently reached 200 plus subs. Good job on you, Norris. Thank you for joining. And yeah, that seems to be everybody. But yep. Want to see Chun-Li use her spinning bird kick on Amber Heard? That would be something to see. But anyway, oh yeah, he reached 200 subs. That was cool. Exactly, and he's one of the greater supporters of channels out there, and I really do like him. Anyway, shout out to all the smaller channels. You guys will be getting my first priority when I reach 1,000, so that we can indeed rise together. You guys already have the priority, but even if I do reach 1,000 subs, you will still always have that priority over the bigger channels. And like I said, if the bigger channels only start taking notice of you or me after we reach 1,000 subs, that should be a red flag. A bigger channel should always look down on the smaller channels and say, maybe they could use a little bit of help. Maybe they should have a little support from us because, hey, we were them once. Looks like the Shredder is coming to All-Star Brawl. Nice. So yeah, that is why I stay humble, folks, because even if you become a huge YouTuber star, don't ever forget where you came from. Don't ever forget your humble beginnings, because those who stuck with you at that time are the ones who really mattered, because they were your foundation and are your foundation still. And you should never, ever turn your back on them. People like Riot, Kamen Rider, Sherry, Ruben, Happy Dino, Soul Assassin, a bunch of them, Deej, all the smaller guys, Supreme Heretic, my brother, all of them. You will all have a special place in my heart and in my life. You are a part of my foundation, and you helped my channel get where it is. And you will always have a place on my channel, no matter what. Rosetta, Ambassador, others out there, you guys will always have the respect of my channel, whether it be 1,000 subs or 1,000,000 subs or even just the 819 subs. You guys will always be a part of my family. Anyway, folks, that is going to be the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to head to bed now. And this has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble.